Imagine a competitor runs a YouTube video to sell their system. It should be pulling leads on autopilot. When I watched the script, it was flat, it had information, but no story. It was invoking zero emotions, no flow, no real hope. So I rebuilt it. I took the exact video and rebuilt the script with my own 7-part storytelling structure. And the difference is, would you believe me if I told you the difference was as clear as night and day? Today I'll walk you through exactly how I did it so you can see how one small change in script writing can 10x conversions. This is what we'll cover in this video. First, I'll show you the competitor's original script. Then I'll break down what's missing and why it fails to convert. Finally, I'll reveal the improved version I wrote using my 7-part storytelling framework. So you can literally copy this for your own business. Most people don't realize this, but your script makes or break your sales funnel. You can run ads, you can spend hours editing, you can even get thousands of views. But when your script isn't structured to hook, build the belief and lead to action, it falls apart. That's exactly what I saw in this competitor script. A weak hook that didn't grab attention, a long ramble before they got to the real point, zero story to make it relatable, and a call to action that felt like an afterthought. It wasn't a bad script, but it wasn't a converting script either. And here's the insight I want you to take away. The difference between a script that educates and the script that converts: structure. Information doesn't sell alone. But when you frame that information in a proven structure, you take note of the hook, the frame, the story, the insights, the education, the city, and the bonus. Suddenly, people lean in. They feel engaged. They stay engaged, and they actually take the next step you want from them. That's why I built a script. I didn't do this to add hype or catch clouds. I did this to show you exactly how your script can be improved to convert, just by altering the structure using the 7-part storytelling framework. Before I show you exactly what I did to their scripts and how I improved it, let's go through exactly what their original looks like. So here's exactly what their script looks like. Here's how their script begins. Hey, what's going on? So in under 10 minutes, I'm gonna quickly be showing you guys exactly how you can today fix your no-show rate and be able to close more clients just by having more bodies actually show up to this sales calls that you're booking. And just see what just happened there. This is a terrible. We're starting with, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? Are you greeting students? Are you in a community meeting? Are you greeting your neighbors? You're talking to business owners. They don't give a fuck what's happening to them in the morning. They only want to know what's in it for them. How are you going to help me? The best way to make a good hook is to make a bold statement, a promise in the beginning that you eventually back up in the whole video. I'm talking, okay, the whole essence of the video is to show them how, to get people to show up to sales call. Start with something like, here's exactly how to get to close 100%. I'm just saying, for example, don't let me go too deep into roasting this script. We'll do that to our own leisure eventually in the next few minutes. So let's just move on let me show you exactly what this script is like. So after the hook, it goes to now the reality of why we're in this unfortunate situation of people constantly having a shit show operate really boils down to the fact that we're in a trust recession right now. So I want to just quickly show you that even guys like Brian Mark, Alex Ramonzi, Cole Gordon, and Mongadzi are still struggling with show up break themselves. Hell, if anything, because they have such a broad net of leads that could actually apply to either their course or one of their consulting services. Show up rates is such a hard issue with cold traffic. Look at this now. There's no relatability there. You're supposed to relate the viewer's problem to yourself. Why are you relating it to Imangazi? Why are you relating to? No, they're supposed to resonate with you. It's not Imangazi that's trying to get them to take action. It's not Alex Monzi that's trying to get them to take action. Okay, let's say you get them to believe you have proof to show this is happening. What is the credibility? What do you have to back it up? To them, when they compare you to Imangazi or Alex Monzi, you are a nobody. So tell me, how did you know this? How did you get this information? You need to be factual in your scripts. So let's move on next. Let's not go too deep into roasting the scripts. So okay, you show up with people are constantly guaranteeing you bullshit. And another unfortunate thing that there's so many new kids coming out nowadays who bought someone else's course and they're essentially rinse and repeat trying to start a new business model. You see kids all the time trying to start drop shipping, trying to start SMMA, trying to start becoming an appointment setter or a closer. There's so many new online fish shining ways to make money. So what's ending up happening right now is, in order for legitimate businesses like mine to stand out, I have to offer a crazy guarantee. So I'm currently offering a 30 sales call guarantee within the next 5 days of working with me and my team. And I had to really put this mouth rodering off throughout there. I really had to put this mouth rodering off throughout there just to get a shoe in the door, to get these people on call where I can really pitch them, give them a pitch of my service delivery, and they can see. So basically, this is just okay. Yeah. But it's actually steps and animation. I get them wrong. I just explained essentially this is just a lot of rambling. I don't see the point. Yeah. It's a lot of rambling. Okay. But you know what we are seeing here, like this study is showing people with skepticism with it, and there's a lot of story. If I start reading short of it, there's a lot of story. Like, I'm not leading to the points. There's a lot of rambling here. It's not leading straight to the points. So I'm wasting everybody's time with all these jargons. Okay, let's see. So instead of wasting your time going through this, we've gone through the hook, we've gone through like the first few lines of the body, which is there's a lot of, how would I say it? There's no resonation. There's a lot of far-fetched information. Like it's not. It's info. This video is supposed to be about you and your viewers. You're not supposed to be talking to Alex Monzi or the likes, since you cannot back it up with facts. Right? Like, can you provide us with the data exactly that shows? No, you can't do that. So if they are, talk to your viewer. Let's move on to how I improved on this competitor script. So I may not have mentioned earlier, but this competitor in question I'm talking about is not a competitor of mine, it's a competitor of a prospect of mine. So I had to do a little research in course of writing my prospect script, and I saw, okay, this is literally his largest competitor. So I know see what this person is doing, and I was like, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't all that impressed with what I saw on the channel. So this is me breaking it down. I can't reveal who this competitor is because that will basically be competition for my prospects. That's bad for business. I'm promoting someone else. Why I should promote my prospects business? So this is exactly how I rebuilt their scripts. This is exactly what I changed. Let's take a look at the hook. Step one, like I said, there are 7 parts to this storytelling framework. It's the hook. Let's go. I don't want to make a mistake, so let's go through this again. There's the hook, the frame, the story, the insight, the education, the city, and the bonus. So let's go first with the hook. Instead of open with a generic statement like he did, greeting, nobody gives a fuck about that. I wrote the first 30 seconds to grab attention with a bold claim and the story. Check this out. Original hook goes like this. Hey, what's going on, y'all? So in another 10 minutes, if you remember clearly. But this is the improved hook. This is the hook I wrote. Right now, most agencies are burning thousands, getting people booked on calls only to have half of them show up. What if I told you that in under 10 minutes, I'll show you the exact system that slashes no shows, builds trust before the call, and makes prospects show up ready to buy? Think of it, compare the two. I won't waste your time by letting you do that. I'll help you do that. So take the first line. Right now, most agencies are burning thousands. This speaks directly to a pain point. It is a bold claim, but it is very true. A lot of agencies out there are trying to get people to sign up. Okay, they sign up, they're not coming on call. It costs money to get them on the call in the first place, but they're not showing up. So basically, that's the bold claim about the problem the agencies want. I'm speaking to their pain points, which is the essence of it. Speak to their pain points. First thing, and followed by the second line, a bold promise. A promise. What exactly are they expected to gain from your video? Nobody will sit around next 10 minutes, 15 minutes watching without knowing what they are getting themselves into now, which was missing of the original script. So what if I told you exactly the promise? I want to follow bad news with good news. I'll show you the exact thing. This promises them that, okay, you're going to see this. Gets them, okay, well, okay, yeah, this is my pain point. Okay, it says going to show me this. Okay, yeah, let me stick around and see this. So next, the step 2, we're talking about the frame, which is the second part in the 7-part storytelling framework. Here's what I did when I was improving the frame. I discovered this frame was non-existent. It followed the basic structure of a script. In the basic structure of a script, there are 3 parts. There's the hook, the body, and the CTA. But if you're not an expert, if you've not studied scripts long enough, you wouldn't know there is more to it. Basically, those 3 parts are just like skimming the top of a whole drum of like water. Is like, okay, you send you to the stream. Like, we both know how deep the ocean is, and you're just skimming the surface. No, that's not how you get everything in it. You barely get any value by skimming the surface of the ocean. Planks are tiny compared to what people actually want from the ocean. So here's what I did. I crafted a frame from the original script. I gave the audience a roadmap up front so they know exactly what they will learn, why it matters. So basically, in the hook, I made a bold statement and I made a promise, and the frame is supposed to expand on the promise you make in your hook, which is exactly what I did here. So here's what the improved frame looks like. Here's why this matters. We are living in what I call a trust recession. Too many providers, too many figures, and not enough credibility. If you don't solve the trust problem before your calls, you keep losing money even if your calendar is full. So basically, I'm promising they get the framework in the hook. I'm promising they get the framework. I'm telling them why they need the framework. That is the essence of the frame. The frame is supposed to explain the second line in the hook, which is the promise. So basically, the hook is a pinpoint promise. Then you move on to the frame that explains why they need the promise. People tend to not ask themselves the question why. But if we have a lot of people asking themselves why all the time, life will be a lot easier. Life will be a lot better. This is what you're helping the viewer do. You're helping the viewer discover the problem, helping them ask why that problem exists. You're also providing them solution to that problem. So is it making sense? Yeah, I believe it is. So then we move on to the story of struggle, which is the third part in the 7-part storytelling framework. And here's what I did. I added a relatable struggle. I did not just go out there and go and fish Alex Emozi wherever he is. I go and fish Mangazi wherever he is. I brought this down to my level. Like as the business owner, I brought it down to the level of my viewers. So in the original transcript, it is not there because it's fishing all the way from Alexa Monzi and the likes. This is what I did. Think about this. This is what the improved story looks like. Think about this. You finally get a call book. I'm speaking directly to the viewer. You've paid for ads or you spent hours doing outreach, but the prospect goes your worst They show up skeptical, distracted, and not ready to buy. There's something I will give kudos to the competitor for, because he specified that some business owners, when he got on call with some business owners, they do not have their call SMS or email links. Basically, when someone books a call on your link, they're supposed to get a confirmation email. But some business owners don't have this set up. So imagine you as a business owner, someone uses your link to book a call with you, but that person just like he clicks it. There's no confirmation email to send to that person. So the person is like, okay, well, if the call comes in, well, if it does not come in, well, they're not certain, they're not being held responsible at that instant. So imagine 5 minutes to the call, and a final notice comes in. You have a call in the next 5 minutes. They are not prepared. They don't know what to do. You just get on it. They're distracted. Their mind is scattered all over the place. They have not prepared. So that's what that SMS linking and stuff talks about. But yeah, I framed it so they know what to expect. Think about this. You finally get a call. Basically, I'm talking to them that okay, this is probably what's happening with you. So it's going to resonate with them. Then let's move on to the insights, which is the fourth part of the 7 part storytelling framework. So yeah, I explained the moments. Let's go with that moment. So basically, what this means is okay, you are trying to help business owners, you're trying to get them from point A to point B. And you and I as entrepreneurs, we both know that for us to move from point A to point B, our mindset is very crucial in this situation here. Before you can physically move from point A to point B, your mindset needs to have changed from point A to point B. But this is exactly what the insight does. The movement. So you're trying to get them to move from point A to point B. You need to help them realize that okay, I can actually move from point A to point B. So here's what the original insight looks like. So what you have to realize is that the way you win now is not by trying to outpromise or out-hype everyone else. The way you win is by creating systems to actually increase trust before the call. So people show up already warmed and primed. Once you understand this, it changes how you run your pipeline. Here's the problem with this original insight. It's good, but it's not great. So what you have to realize, no. If the viewer realizes, they wouldn't even be watching your video in the first place. Their job is not to realize you. Their job is to sit down there and you help them realize. You literally put them in that bucket of realization. It is your job to help them realize, not for them to realize themselves. So that's not why they're there. So yeah, is the improving side. The truth is traffic is not the problem. Trust is. It gets them okay. Yeah, that's actually true. That's actually true. Yeah. What most agencies miss is that they can't just book calls. You need to pre-frame calls so people show up educated, excited, and ready. It's almost similar to the original insights, but the first line is what makes the difference. The first line goes what you have to realize. You're telling them to realize, but no, my improved insights. I am realizing and letting them know they're like, yo, this guy is really speaking for like you get them to feel it, not have them racking their brain trying to realize stuff by themselves. No, that's not supposed to work. You're supposed to provide solution, make things extremely easy for them. So then third line is where I feel most proud of my script writing skills. That's where AI comes in. The writing script is basically like a building block. You're trying to build a castle with Lego. You cannot build the top without the bottom. It needs to be foundation. So when you're writing scripts, the preceding line needs to lead into the preceding line. There needs to be relatability. The original insight ends with it changes how your pipeline comes. No, okay, it changes how your pipeline completely. So what happens next? You need to prime them for what comes next, which is what is one of the things that are missing in the original insight. So, but in my own insight, it tells them exactly, and that's where AI comes in. It tells them, okay, I've helped them realize this. Okay, I've helped them see the problem. That's where AI comes in. Gets them see, that's the solution right there. You get it, like as the moment. So basically, it gets them to realize that wow, okay, that's where AI comes in. AI is the solution. Okay, but how? It gets them to ask themselves next, how is AI the solution? So then we move on to the education. This is where the steps are laid out clearly. I will read out both the original education and the improved education to let you know what it looks like. So the original education goes like this: I have to offer a crazy guarantee. So I'm currently offering a 30 sales call guarantee within the next 45 days of work for me and my team. And I had to really put this mouth reading of out there just to get a shoe in the door to get these people on call now. So basically, instead of starting with like a discount or a guarantee of some sort, well, what are we guaranteeing about? Before you can offer people discount on what you're selling, you need to at least know what you're selling first. That's common side. That's common knowledge. Take for example, you're trying to sell sugar to someone, you're like, yo, I'm offering 20% discount. The person only fuck is this guy offering discount for? I don't even know what he's selling. When you tell them, oh, yo, I'm selling this sugar, it normally goes for this price, I'm giving you for this price, get them, wow, okay. Yeah, it's reasonable, it makes sense. So that's one of the numerous problems in the original education. So now what I just said is the struggle, basically, that's still related to the past, and you need to move forward in this case. Now the first one seems obvious, no. I wouldn't bore you with reading the whole education. It's actually very long. So I'll move on to the improved education. So improved education basically moves, we're leading from the insight. The insight goes, that's where AI comes in. They move to the education. So it's like, the tech systems you need to build trust and kill no shoes. Literally no fourth. There is no rambling about totally unnecessary information. We're moving directly into the education. So the tech systems you need to build trust and kill no shoes. You see, straight to the point. I'm not wasting your time. I'm dealing with business owners. They probably have better things to do than sit around. Even if your solution is the best solution out there, if you're wasting people's time, they'll literally abandon you. So step one, smart confirmation plus reminders. Step two, AI nurturing before the call. Step three, pre-call education drip. Then let's move on to CTA. Instead of a week or by the way type CTA, I built the CTA into the story so it felt natural. It feels like okay. Yeah, it's naturally the next step. It gets you to think like, as like naturally what's next from all the value this person has provided me, not just let's take a look at the original CTA. The original CTA goes, I'm leaving my Instagram link down below. Ask me any questions. So see you on the next video. I think was it from Boron Letters or the Algerian advertising? There was a statement where they said reduce the friction between your product and customers' wallets as much as possible. If possible, there is literally no friction at all. If it's possible to just make your product something like as soon as they touch it, we get debited just to ease. But no, you're putting it out here. See, I'm leaving my Instagram link down below. So what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to go all the way to your Instagram. Instagram is literally a doom scrolling app. They could switch up to Instagram and get distracted by something else. You need to ease these things. Then they even forgetting about why they are on Instagram in the first place. That's very shitty. You need to get people to make the next step as soon as possible. Make things tight so they don't get distracted. That's right. So that's where I improved the CTA. I said, if you want to see this exact system mapped for your business, click on the calendar link in the descriptions to book a free 20 minutes call where I audit your business and create a personalized system for your business absolutely free and on the spot. One, I'm not referring to an Instagram link. I'm reducing the friction between YouTube and the sales call as much as possible by giving a calendar link. Once they click a calendar link, they are locked in. There's no distraction. You can't tell me you're trying to watch reels on calendar. It's not possible now. So YouTube calendar link, YouTube lead magnets, YouTube free doc. There's no going to Instagram then having to watch one or two news again. Just no, get them straight on. Don't waste time with your prospects. Don't waste time with your viewers. Time is of the essence when it comes to business. So you get what I'm saying. So now for this commentator script, there wasn't really much of a bonus on it. So I did not on and on. Bonus is really important to write your script, but it varies with scripts. It's something you can do without. In this case, they did not, and I saw no need to creating their bonus for them from the scratch. So I skipped it. So now, if you want to see the exact 11 past frameworks if you want to use this exact framework for your own script, I put together a free guide that walks you through it step by step. Click the first link in the descriptions to download it for free. Here's the bottom line: your competitors are running videos with weak scripts. If you learn how to structure your message, not just what you say, but how you say it, you will instantly stand out. Information educates, structure converts, and that's exactly why this